So, what do you guys want to talk about?
You can call this the New World Order of Wrestling, brother. Put out the caution tape. Put out the orange cones. Acknowledge me.
Welcome to A+ Wrestling here on KPHR Hamilton and at Hutch Henry's on the YouTube.com. We're your hosts. I'm Boris, and as always, I am joined by Hutch.
What's up, bro?
Okay.
Remember the thumb wrestlers? I found these the other day in a box. I was like, what? They were so dusty.
Dude, those
Original
are
Hulk
awesome.
Hogan, original freaking JYD before he got fat. They're all the same.
JYD.
It's all the same.
You know what I randomly watched? I don't even know how this came up. I love the algorithm sometimes. I love YouTube algorithms as much as you. And this was what I watched a few days ago. It was JYD's last appearance or only appearance in ECW.
Yeah.
It was
he
years
fat.
since I've seen it.
He was real fat in that appearance.
Yeah. He
That's what I
died
was
like
before.
a few weeks after that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
There you go. Good old JYD, baby.
Yep.
So, how's your day? Oh, here we go. You have Hogan and Volkov, bro. I've never owned a Volkov. I did have an Iron Sheik at one point, but I had no Volkov. Those are the only
Nice.
three I think I ever had. Unless you mention another one, I might be able to go.
Right? Things are going well. When things are going well, Hutch. Been super busy. Work has just been dominating my life. So has this charity. For those of you watching on YouTube, I'm wearing a hat for Stronger Together. It's a charity that I work with a bunch of athletes where we go to schools, talk about, being part of a team and this and that and, do all that stuff. It's been fun, but it's just a lot of work. It really is a lot of work. Love doing it though, because when we started this in my mind, I'm like, kids aren't going to give a shit ish. They don't care. Whatever. You know how you can imagine how it is, especially today, right? But they're connecting. I don't know whether it's because we have, former Maple Leafers or, NBA stars or whomever at these things. I don't know whether it's that, but I feel like there is an actual communication happening with some of these kids. Like the school that we were at yesterday, they were so engaged and they weren't even talking. They were asking typical questions that you would expect. Did it hurt when you get checked? Stuff like that. What was your favorite goal? But they were even asking about like, hey, have you ever been in a situation where you don't feel, welcome on a team? How did you handle that? Stuff like that. So that surprises me in an elementary school, much more a high school.
You should be more creative. Instead of saying team and check, you could have made it wrestling related. You could just lie to people. You could be like, you can talk about the check and like, be part of a locker room. Like you could have wrestling-ified it for us. Come on. I'm very happy that things are going well. And at a high school, they're way too cool for school. That's what I was saying. I was like, wow, high school, that's impressive because they were too cool for school there. Roll your eyes. Oh my God.
Sorry, especially when you go to an all-boys school. Holy crap. I was nervous about that one.
Well, then that's almost, yes, I could see why you'd be nervous, but girls are way more trouble than boys in the end run. You get a bunch of boys together. It's like militaristic. Like they kind of behave like they're troublemakers, but they're not that bad. They're
not trying to impress anyone.
Yeah, like boys just want to do better than you and beat you up and take your girl. In high school, women still want to destroy you even when they're young. So it's like, it's bad news. Like we could start talking about wrestle, but if we talk about Dawn, like Double or Nothing, we'd just be like, it was awesome. So like you could wrap that up pretty quick, There's things to talk about. But let's keep talking about us for a little bit, just for fun. Although we do need a second, if we're going to do this more often, we need a second podcast where we actually do work. Yes, I'm very happy for you and what you're doing there. I myself have been extremely busy this week, as you can tell by the fact that we do not have a background. There's many subtle levels how busy I was, right? Like if there's no description or thumbnail for the live thing, I was pretty busy. If there's no description, no thumbnail, and no background when we go live. Like, wow, Jay was really busy this week. like I had no time for anything.
Literally how I put it down. Like this guy's been busy. We haven't even talked. Like outside of, hey, when do you want to record? This day, that way. When we give each other one-word answers in text, we're busy.
Well, like last week, me and film, which I mentioned, I seem to mention every time a goddamn show happens. But being in film, I didn't have much going on last week. Nothing was happening. I'd one day they called me for something, but nothing was happening. the weekend happened, which was my birthday, and it rained like freaking mad fire. I had my wrestling show on the Thursday, so that was great. And then I've been working on stuff because of like related to my birthday moving into today. And like I barely slept then, not last night, the night before. And I was making dinner and
Oh, you just got cut off. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Yep. I'm sorry, listeners and Hutch. It's all good. It's all good. It's technical difficulties here as we talk.
Hello?
Wrestling.
Hello?
There we go. We're back.
Weird. I'm wondering what that is. I got to figure out what I have open here that might be doing that. I'll check it out right now. So we will close you. I'm wondering if it's like something in AI. But anyways, jeez, and it's bad when I can't.
You look tired. I can tell you're tired.
Yeah.
Number one.
Anyways,
you have your fingers on the head. That's number one, and you're almost monotone. Not quite.
There's no energy.
All
right, I'll try to be energy. But like, dude, I barely slept the other night, and I was like, I realized I made myself available to the union. And I was like, just making some food, and I thought I should not make myself available to the union because I'm like, what time is it? 9 p.m. I was like, watch them call me right now and be like, can you be here tomorrow? I'm like, that'd be crazy. Watch that happen. And I swear to God, the quantum universe is so powerful. Like the reason I thought that is it was already happening, and I felt it in the quantum universe, and my phone rang, and I literally in the kitchen yelled, fuck. Even Krista was like, what's going on? I was like, I answered the phone and I was like, yes, I'll be there. Because like, she's like, why don't you just say no? I'm like, it's like, you don't turn down money. You don't turn down work. Like, this is universal stuff. You don't do that. Like, something good will come of this or whatever, but sleep will not be part of it. Cause man, it was already late. I hadn't slept, and I've been like burning the candle mentally and creatively. I can't even speak. So yeah, it's been pretty nuts. So being my birthday on the weekend, I had like some notifications that popped up that were telling some things I did last year. I was like, hey, by next year I want this done. So I had like a little thing in my phone. And it popped up, and I was like, oh shit, I remember I was that guy who did that. Here it is. And one of them was like, I avidly write, but it's like my friend who's a musician, and I get on him. I'm like, I've heard this song for the last 15 years. When are you going to do something with it? And I like made him release albums, like actually officially release them and copyright them and make art and get them on Apple Tunes and like finite. I was like, great. Now that you've released it, every time you make a change, since you're so obsessive with this stuff, now it's a remix, now it's a live version, now whatever. Like, this is your version that people will listen to. Doesn't mean you can't change it. Doesn't mean you can't go out and play it live different, okay? Because every time he made a change in his mind, he couldn't understand. I was like, you need to put it down. Done. So that was my problem with my writing, is I do a lot of writing, a lot of revising, and I often don't get through to the end. Like, one of my stories I've been writing, and I told myself I wanted to have it done by now. It's not the favorite out of like the 4 things I've been kind of working on for probably a good like 7 years to 8 years, maybe a decade. It's not the one that's my favorite, but it's the one that was coming together the best. And I was like, oh, and in a lot of ways it was the most complicated, but I was like, but it's really kind of coming together. So I've been working on it, and I kind of got through, like, if it was like a series, I'm through the first like 3 episodes, and I know how the last 3 go. I know all the beats. I know how everybody gets to the end, the finale, how it all comes together. And I'm like, oh, dude, I can't believe I finished. Because finding, starting, story, ending is sometimes very difficult,
writing an ending, as TV is showing us nowadays, isn't easy.
Yes. So I have an ending, and like being Jay Nadler or being Hutch Henry's is the way I am, that I am. Of course, I'm like already on to more and more, right? And I have to pull myself in. And that was part and parcel of the problem. I was at the halfway point, and I was like, all right, I know how I want these things to coalesce, but there's still all these little threads, and I know, I guess this doesn't make sense. And, if I did it this way, it'd be better. And so I never really finished writing the last 3 episodes, or whatever you could say. Let's just put it that way. The last half. But I know how it goes. I even have some of the dialogue, but nuance is important here, because if some guy, I have a guy changing his pants or for some reason, and it's like, wait, don't you remember the pants are the source of his powers? It's like, oh yeah, shit, okay, can't change his pants. Like, it's just little things. Like, that's a random, that's not in my story, but I'm just saying, like, it's, oh yeah, I gotta remember that, like, little. Why am I talking about pants? Anyway, so I've been having trouble. I decided when I saw this note come up, I'm like, shit, I haven't really worked on that story in like a year or more. What I have done is I've come up with tons of ideas and little bits of like, oh, that's like suddenly at work or in bed, in bed late at night, like Jerry Seinfeld waking up and scrubbing and not being able to read it in the morning is my life. That's my life. I swear to God. And my phone too. I'll say it too. That's the best thing about voice memo now. I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And like, I can kind of figure it out. I'm like, Robin Steele. Who the hell is Robin Steele? Oh, Robin Steele. He robbed it. Okay. I'm like, who's Robin Steele? And like things like that, right? Yeah. So anyways, I promised myself I'd work on it. And I was like pulling together all these little bits of notes that I had everywhere and like in my phones and like here and there. And I suddenly realized, I'm like, wait, I should use AI for this. And I found like there's like novel writing and like script writing, like AIs, and they have like world building and like notes and like different, like in the scene, he says this and this happens. But if he said this instead, then it wouldn't happen until later because, you haven't revealed the secret. I'm like, oh, yeah, but it would probably be better if he did say it later. But why would he not tell this person it here? Damn. So you've written 2 versions and it's like, it says, hey, you've got 2 versions here. In this version, he tells his best friend, and in this version, he doesn't. And you need to have a reason why he didn't tell his friend, why he lied to him, or, just didn't tell. So you're like, oh, yeah, okay. It's like this one I'm using, I kind of keep tracks of it all for you. So like I've been writing ever since Saturday. I've been writing because like I've had all these ideas for years, and once you start, you can't stop. Like it's like when I do make a video, I obsess over it. Like I finally getting around to editing a lucha event, it's done within 3 days, and I do nothing but I barely eat, sleep, and bathe. Or like a video I'm working on, like something. Same thing. So as soon as I got back into this, which is another problem with me and why I'm like I'm not going to write for a while. I need to exist. I come out of my black hole. Like, I've been writing for days. So, and I got back into it. So I haven't been sleeping, I've been trying to get all the lucha stuff done. All this thing, stayed up too late, like pushing my creative mind to the edge. And then like they called me right when I was thinking, okay, I better not think about working tomorrow because I'm done. I'm done. And they called. I was like, so today was a rough day. It was a rough day, brother. That's why I'm extra.
That's how I felt yesterday. I don't know why. Always before these presentations, it's because I split up my day, work a little bit in the morning, wake up really early, work, go to the presentation because they're midday, come back and do some more work. I have the exact same cup as you, which is really cool.
Everybody got they came from like the Shoppers Drug Mart basket. I think everybody's grandma got. They're like, here you go.
Yep.
It was
exactly. Cheap. Yep. Exactly. But yeah, it's just really long days and yeah, I've been so tired. Today I was lucky enough to finish work a little early, like my day job. So I took a couple hours and I actually napped. That's why I was able to did a quick podcast catch up with my nephew, and then now here we are talking not wrestling on a wrestling show on KPHR Hamilton and youtube.com @HutchHenrys.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm loving these programs because I'm like writing a scene and it'll like be like some keywords that I write, some note that I like uploaded out of millions of fucking, like I literally just uploaded all this stuff, scanned in, handwritten notes, all this stuff. And it'll say like, you made a note about this. And I'm like, oh, and it'll be, I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to have him say this instead. I'm like, oh my God, I would have never remembered that eight months ago or a year and a half ago, I was like, oh yeah, this character should say this. Cause then that solves so much. This one sentence fucking solves so much. Like the prose and how you word this sentence, it's perfect. I can save a whole paragraph of explanation since I'm Mr. Over-Explain. I've realized, oh my God, my character can get this done in one sentence. Cause this character's not like me. He doesn't babble. This is the perfect sentence. And fucking AI popped it out at me. And I'm like, oh, I remember writing that. And I'm like, thank you, AI. Amazing, and I'm like, so I'm still writing the story. It's like I have an editor or a buddy or like an angel on my shoulder. I'm like, this is amazing. Like every handwritten note or like phone note or thing, like I put everything I'm finding, I put in, and it's just all in like catalogs that it has in different world building scenarios and it's freaking awesome. It's pretty cool. It's a bit overwhelming, actually. I'm kind of like, oh my God.
As I always say, because I deal with a lot of, Fortunately, I still don't know how I feel about it. AI at work, and I always say, as an assistant, it does what it needs to do. I'm going to leave it at that. But all right, we have a lot of wrestling to talk about. We're going to be talking about Saturday night's main event. We're going to be talking about Double or Nothing, and we're going to be getting some quick thoughts on Clash in Italy, which is happening this Saturday afternoon. Man, ESPN, have you seen the matches that ESPN are getting in the first hour?
Like, I guess I missed the very, very beginning. I caught like what happened with Becky and Sol. So I missed it. Started with the women's match, right? Yeah. And you know what? Good ending, good everything. Let's not forget this is Saturday night's main event. Everybody kind of thinks that it's like a PLE or something.
No, it's not. Okay, I wanted to bring that up. It's not a PLE. It's not a PLE. It's a special, but it's not a PLE.
And so, like, when you think about Saturday Night's Main Event, you think about maybe the 1, 2, or 3 big ones they had. But
Hogan,
because
Andre.
Hogan, Andre, or freaking the one with Macho Man and getting bit by the snake, or the guitar to the head from Honky Tonk. That was the Saturday Nights. Like these big ones.
Miss Elizabeth going to getting medical treatment in the back as Hogan and Macho Man fight.
But they had a ton of them where some of them were just like a good, solid main event, things like that. So, and think about it, in a Saturday Night's Main Event where the main event of the show was an IC title match, would have been a pretty big deal. That's pretty darn good. Now, granted, it's all watered down now, and what's the IC title and all that stuff, and it seems like it should be more because everything is so not more. Everything's so little now and doesn't mean anything. It meant more that Bret Hart was taking on Mr. Perfect for the IC title. Oh my God. Or like the Texas Tornado. Oh my Lord. Amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
But so Penta against Page is not bad. But to answer your question, if you're paying, I guess you're not paying for it because it was Peacock. But if you're paying for a PLE, I guess you're glad that ESPN gets the shit stuff. We've already said shit enough, so that's fine. You get the shit stuff because you're paying for a PLE and you didn't, ESPN guys are getting free stuff. If I'm only getting 5 matches and 2 of them are free, I'd rather get all the good stuff in my part, Yeah,
but did you see the matches that are actually on ESPN for Saturday?
Oh, this
Rhea
Saturday
Ripley
coming up?
And Jade Carter. Yeah.
Wait, no, I haven't. So you mean for Clash in Italy? Tell me.
Clash in Italy. These are the matches that are going to be live at 2 p.m. Eastern on the first hour on ESPN Network. It's going to be Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. And the second match is going to be Cody Rhodes taking on Gunther.
Okay.
Great?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that title change? Is that title change?
One of those 2 titles are going to change. I think both Cody and Roman are losing this Saturday.
I mean, in my opinion, Roman has to lose. It's not that Roman has to lose as much as...
Well, now that they brought up the head of the table stuff...
I was going to say, come on, just finish my sentence. It's not so much that Roman has to win, lose as much as Jacob has to win. Dude, if he doesn't... What do you do with Jacob 5-2 if he doesn't win here? And like, think of the shakeup.
Can you? Okay, I hate using this term, but would it be proper, Hutch, to say that if Jacob loses, he is buried?
I mean, you know what? I don't use that term very often either, but
I don't either.
It would almost be. I mean, he could have been the hottest thing in the company. He had his surgery, his teeth, and all that stuff. Beats Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania right after Drew was just recently champion, and now he's just losing to Roman twice in a row, and then has to acknowledge him. I'm like, ooh. So yeah, this has to happen. It has to, and there's so much more meat on the bone of like Jacob being crazy, like. As somebody who's just been writing all weekend with my crazy characters and stuff, I could explain it like a nutbag, but instead I'll just explain it simply as imagine Black Panther. Like remember when like Ungahu, with his white gorilla guy, he becomes king, or whatever. Michael B. Jordan, like. It's crazy shit goes down when the wrong guy's in charge. You're like, oh man, this is nuts. And everybody has to obey him too. Like telling the Usos what to do, be in this way, be in that way. Will he go crazy mad? Will he go mad with power? He's insane, right? He tapes his fingers up now. So you know how insane he is. The more fingers you tape up, the crazier you get, right? Think about it. You're just, and then you start to tape the fingers, then you start to tape the fingers together. You got you start going insane, dude. Guys who are like, so Jacob's going crazy. There's gonna be tape on his face soon. He's gonna be like, in his dreadlocks. And of course, he's already talked about the planes and the houses, and I want what you got. I want the money. So he's gonna be like gangsta, money hungry, crazy jungle warrior, Samoan nutbag werewolf. Do as I say. I'm insane. So. But they never go as hard as I want them to go. So it'll be something like that. A little bit of that.
Yep. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss versus Jade Cargill, Michin, and B-Fab. I don't know.
Right.
When a match...
Say Cargill like you're gargling. Gargle. You got to do the gargle. You got to go like Cargill. Jade Cargill.
When... I
just made that up. The gargle.
I know. I like that. When the biggest thing in your match is Charlotte Flair's ass cheek showing throughout the match. You know that this match was iffy at best. So you got the heels winning on this one. So I guess Rhea Ripley is winning on Saturday.
I'm a Charlotte stan, and I find Charlotte attractive. So, but if her ass is like the main focus of something, she has like the least amount of ass of probably, I could go on record maybe saying, of any current woman that wrestles period in the world. Unless you want to show me some like indie wrestler that's like flat as a board, like, you know, fine. But like, dude, there's no butt there. How is her ass the focus of anything? Have I missed something here?
But it was.
I actually don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she was just like, her tights kept falling throughout the match. Okay. And yeah.
I'm remembering. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So the heels win. Rhea Ripley, Cargill, they're going to be the focus on Saturday.
Are we back to Saturday night's main event? Are we like jumping around time?
Yeah, we're back to Saturday night's main event.
We're not talking about this weekend's intro now. We're now talking about last weekend's intro.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, that was pretty, I mean, whatever. There you go. Had to happen. If Jade Cargill was to get a win over Rhea Ripley, what better place and what better way in a 6-man tag on a like televised show where everybody can see her do. I bet her. Remember, I told you I missed the beginning. I bet the entrance was great, like on ESPN live TV. They probably had all the lights and lasers on her and all that stuff. So it was great. They want to put her over. This is the way to do it. Very like get the win in the Japanese 6-man tag and then challenge the champion. Way to New Japan it up, WWE. I'm proud of you. And I'm also proud of this next match. People shitting on this. This is perfectly fine. This is Telltale Saturday Night Live main event.
And the fact that they're going to face each other on Saturday, like this was a foregone conclusion that this match was going to end in a schmoz or a DQ or something like that. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it was already announced, right? Yeah, the Clash in Italy.
Yeah, it was already announced by this point.
Yeah, so there you go. It would be better if it like almost wasn't announced, but yeah, I can see it. And this is exactly what you want. You want to put heat on Becky. You want to like, I'm sure something will come maybe of the referee getting hit. I don't know. But this is what you want. You want a quick in and out, put the girls on TV, put heat on the match this weekend, go pay for the PLE. Has anybody, hey, all you people out there, have you noticed how sexy and cute this chick is? And look at this flippy thing she does. Oh, and look how duplicitous and nasty Becky Lynch is. Watch them kick each other's ass this weekend in Italy. Right? Like, this is what it's all about, right?
Yeah, literally. That's literally it. To crack the code. We're good. Let's go home. Not really. We have another half an hour here on KPHR Hamilton and on YouTube at Hutch Henry's. So yeah, Becky Lynch wins via DQ after a ref gets hit. This leads us into the Intercontinental Championship match. Penta versus Ethan Page. Match of the night for me. This was a great match. Ethan Page, man, every time you see him, you can't, I don't know about but me personally, I can't help but just smile and be happy for the guy.
Yeah, man. And like they're putting over the Mexican Destroyer and he's doing it like faster and faster. I'm even calling it that now. God, they've got to me. Good old Canadian boy. And yeah, I was saying on my AAA review that Laredo Kid, his like DDT version of this, his DDT Destroyer should totally be his finisher. Like out of nowhere, you're bent over, he's running at you. You're like, oh my God, it's like Randy Orton. Like, oh, he's coming at me and hit me with this DDT. Like, so looks pretty cool. I almost feel like his DDT is more believable because you're running, grabbing their head, and then you're jumping and pulling them with you. Whereas
it's like more plausible.
Yeah, the pile driver version is literally the guy who has to jump, as opposed to you're jumping and dragging his head along with you. And then if they're good enough to jump, then it really looks good. But with the pile driver version, you have no choice. If they don't jump, you don't go. Nothing happens. Yeah. So yeah, but excellent back and forth in this match actually, and the crowd was pretty hot for this. I got to admit, this crowd was hot, like a bunch of boys getting told about hockey from Boris at an all boys school. They were attentive and they were into it. It was amazing.
Thank you for that. Yep, this leads us into the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Paige and Brie Bella versus the Irresistible Forces, Lash Legend and Nia Jax. Okay, this match was exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah, like weirdly, I like somehow was like paying like for how little I paid attention to Double or Nothing this weekend. Writing my stories and getting busy, not paying attention. I paid attention to this match. I liked it. It was good. Yeah, like I don't know. Paige was okay. The where Bella's hot tag She just did the hits. She came in, she did the yes kick. She even like went in to do it again and paused to pull back and go get the crowd. Like she knows the WWE pacing. She knows like milk it. She almost forgot for a second. And she's like, oh yeah, wait a second. I'm going to milk this some more. Yes. Hit the kick some more. Did one of her other moves, then got like cut off and set up for the freaking splash and everything, which she took great. Like she basically just came in, did her thing. Nothing was sloppy. Everything was great. I was sitting here thinking like, oh my God, Brie Bella's a real fucking professional here. And she hasn't been in the ring in ages. And she's like doing everything right. Her footwork's perfect. Everything's perfect. She's so skinny and small. You think she's going to break herself and that but really she did everything right. Then the Paige with the tag. The only thing I didn't like is I thought she should have kicked her in the face as Paige went over for the sunset and then pushed on her ass. That would have been better.
Yes.
Because just a sunset is like not an impactful move, and they didn't do it in an impactful way. So if she had done the sunset
team match, a tag team match, you would expect the end would involve both people. That's my one nitpick of this match.
Well, I mean, it did because of the pushing of the foot on the ass, but
a little something more. She could have
used a shot to the face because her face was right there. It was great. But in my mind, they did that, so it was great, and I love that. That was a great little ending. It was almost all like sly veteran Hollywood Hills gal, like, oh, here you go. Oh yeah, that's right. I've cheated lots of my life. I remember how to do this. Cheating. Oh yeah, I'm a babyface, but I remember being a cheater. Yay, we did it. It was great. And you know what? This was a great victory for them, so they can lose because they need to lose. Like this is not the team that's going to be the tag team champions forever on the title belt that changes all the time, anyways. So like this is what they needed. They couldn't, they won at Mania, the feel good moment. Everybody, we need to give them something. So it's not just like, oh yeah, those gals they're not even wrestlers. They just came out to do their thing, get their WrestleMania moment, and now they're gone. So it's nice that they worked a match, did a match. It was good. All that stuff. I'm putting it over way too much. We're going too far now. It was good. Let's go. Functional tag team match that gave the women their spotlight. There we go. Not match of the night, but served its purpose.
There we go. And then this takes us to the main event of the night, the WWE World Tag Team Championship match. The Visions, Logan Paul and Austin Theory versus the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford. This is a fun match as well.
Mm-hmm. We don't no point in even talking about this match because everything's different now, right? Logan Paul, torn tricep. Montez Ford, like taking on Seth Rollins, like getting his first singles match, like in how long? Like things are different for these guys. But
that match was great on Raw, by the way.
Yeah, man. And so the losing here is part and parcel of the furthering of the storyline of like what's going on. But I guess it would have been nice if they won now since Paul is out of action. Like in hindsight, you're like, oh God, it would have been nice to switch the title so we don't have to worry about it. Because they got nobody in this division now. These fools. Do you know that they've been reaching out to tag teams and they've been talking to Motor City Machine Guns and people? They want them back because they've suddenly realized, oh, we have no tag teams.
I know.
They're like this, literally putting the title on Breaker and doing the freebird rule.
I heard
not only it's a great idea. What else are you gonna do? You gonna have a tournament? You gonna have a battle royal of tag teams? You name me who would be in this tournament.
Street Profits.
You're welcome to bring in SmackDown people, maybe even some AAA people. This is gonna
TNA. Bring in TNA.
TNA. Okay, so we've got the War Raiders and like some AAA guys and like who else? Like Tozawa and Otis. Like what are you talking about? Like Breaker. Okay, just give it to Breaker. Like we've got a headache here. They never should have let these guys go. And can you imagine these, like the two teams, just Motor City and New Day? Imagine like at the end of July when their shit's up, like imagine them being at All In against each other or like in a 3-way with the Young Bucks. Like, and it would be like the biggest, hardest, awesomest match. And it's like WWE just had these guys sitting around and catering, you know? And I mean, like, I'm like, boom! Did they even have a match against each other ever? Like,
no, because they were on SmackDown. They, being Motor City Machine Guns, were on SmackDown.
Right.
And New Day was on Raw.
So, yeah. So, but I don't know. Pretty much, I mean, regular stuff here, right? Heel tactics, Heyman interference, like all that stuff. I guess, bro, Breaker coming in, like he did an extra spear at the end. Did he come in and spear someone again?
Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah, went back and spear. I kind of like how Breaker's a little bit nuts. He's like so kind of like his family. Like I was like, it's like in there. You're like, wow. he's
yeah.
You just pull out your thing and couldn't hear anything. Something.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. that was on me, and I knew it was the way I moved. All right. So that was Saturday night's main event. Overall, you know, it was an okay show for a Saturday. It's exactly what I thought it would be. It's not a PLE. It is a special on a Saturday night with a main event. There we go.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Right, I thought maybe that Paige would win But now that he didn't win, I'm like, it seems right. You know what? Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So there you
Let's
go.
quickly talk about this weekend's huge show in Mexico, AAA, Mask v Mask, Grand Americano, and that
Grand
whole fiasco.
Americano. Did you have the
Grand
Cargill
Americano.
gargle? Did you just do the Cargill
Yeah.
gargle on Mercano?
I did.
All right,
I did.
Awesome.
I need to gringofy it when I say it, or else people won't understand me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
Thoughts? Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, there's this where I feel like I'm doing something suddenly, and I'm like, oh, did my mic go off? Jeez, it's been one of those freaking. This one of these weeks. Dude, this is gonna be super hot. Like, oh my god, what a fumble it would have been if he wasn't able to get a visa or was somehow arrested or whatever due to this like Kaiser beating up this guy. Like, unbelievable. On my AAA review, like, I don't think before I speak. And so just like saying Cargill gargle, which is like, yeah, awesome, comes out and you're like, that was wicked. I out of nowhere, I was like, geez, he's like he's certainly picking up the slack for Patron like right away, like making out with bitches, beating guys up, like gonna get the championship. He's like, we're right on, bud. Like, no, you sure are a Mexican wrestling champion, aren't you?
I was gonna say his inner Mexican is really coming out right now.
His inner Mexican, he's not missing a beat here. And so, like, I would like to think that he didn't tell the police what this guy said, because the official story is he's in the elevator with his neighbor who lives on the same floor as him and his lady who have now moved in with him. And so they don't really know each other, but they get off at the same level. He's making out like crazy with the girlfriend. Supposedly it's getting like more and more passionate, inappropriately passionate. They get off the elevator, and this official story is the neighbor said, hey, could you, have a little more decorum and a little more respect? And like Kaiser like snapped and kicked the living shit out of him. People are like, that probably isn't what happened. The neighbor probably said something far more colorful than that. And Kaiser was like, F you, probably a little drunk and a little high on the fact that he's like the most popular wrestler in Mexico right now. Like, oh my Lord, like, he's
more
high
popular
on
now.
being the man. Dude,
Especially
so
if
dude, he pulled a Patron. People love him. They're like, you kicked the shit out of some dude? Nice.
Yeah, there's something about going to jail that the Mexicans really do love about you.
That
Like,
shit.
there's something.
Dude, they had a thing where they did a parade for him, and like some of these songs he was supposed to be at, and they still went hard even though he wasn't there because he didn't have the visa yet.
So he did show up. So this was supposed to happen on Thursday. Thursday was when he got arraigned, and then the whole story Thursday night happened, where apparently his neighbor, possibly, maybe, people are saying that WWE planted the story, where the neighbor said something about something about calling ICE on his girlfriend, and that's what triggered this altercation. Now, if just that part of the story coming out, you knew as soon as he stepped foot back in Mexico, he was going to be beloved. And
I didn't hear that part. Like, what I heard was what I said. Like the original official story was what the official story of what this man said to Kaiser was like extremely demure. And so I'm sure that it wasn't, is what I'm saying. I'm like, I highly doubt that's the case.
Exactly. Now,
but
watch videos of that parade that they did on the Friday, because they delayed it one day. Kaiser was able to get to Mexico on Friday instead of Thursday. They did the parade. Dude, the crowd's going crazy. The camera, whoever was the producer, give them a raise, give them a couple extra pesos, because they do a close-up on Kaiser's face, and you can tell that he's like tearing up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My thumbnail was him crying. Like, this is awesome. Like, this is so beyond epic. It's insane.
Yeah.
And it is so dead cold in the US and on Raw. Like, you might get a smattering of applause for like a high spot in one of the matches with any of these characters.
But in Mexico, this is it. Like,
in Mexico, it's like the biggest thing, like, not just going on right now. That is beyond a doubt. But perhaps the biggest thing in Mexican wrestling, like what, in a decade? I'd put money on it. In 20 years, maybe. Like, it is massive.
Since Mystico got back to Mexico, I think.
You're getting really crackly. I'm not sure if it's just me. Maybe I should close the thing that I opened up. But yeah, it's like beyond a joke. And you got to think about it. First, it started as a joke. Then he took over because Gable got injured.
Gable got injured.
The fact that he came in, he's a white man. He speaks fluently, loves the country, is into the gimmick. is singing the cultural song about like Mexico. A Mexican can be born anywhere, and like he's
gets arrested.
Gets arrested, gets the hot bitches, is like pro wrestling. His freaking Spanish promos are some of the best, like most passionate Spanish promos like of all time. And like I feel like I'm that kind of guy. Like if I learn, I'm like I would go harder in the language that I learned because it's like exhilarating to get like, oh, this is amazing. Like, and part of my review was that Rey Mysterio has like he's so monotone. Like even when he's excited, it's still like he still stays within this very small range of speaking. Like Rey is like,
you mean GM Rey Mysterio?
Exactly. And I was just like, yeah, him saying like, thank you very much. And being like, hey, you guys stop brawling or I'm going to put an end to this. It's like all the same, like vocal range and like emotional range. Like he's like does not have a big range, Rey Mysterio. And like, here's Kaiser, this dude who's not even Spanish, like just ripping it off, like blood for blood, eyes for eyes. I'm Mexican as fuck, and I'm gonna eat your fucking skull.
That pull apart. That pull apart.
He's literally saying that. Blood for blood, eye for eye. I am Mexican as fuck. I am Mexican in my soul, and I'm gonna eat your soul alive. I'm just like, dude, and he's like spitting passion. I'm like, holy moly. Like,
that pull apart that they did on Saturday between Los Grand Americanos, that was one of the most epic pull aparts I have seen in wrestling in years, especially when Chad Gable turns around, takes off his jacket, and reveals the t-shirt of Kaiser's girlfriend. Like that was so good.
So good.
Uncle Taker.
You are, I don't know if it's coming through on the podcast, but you have turned into like nothing but digital noise from the word t-shirt on.
I don't hear it. Let us know on the chat. I hear myself fine, and I hear what's being recorded.
Oh yeah, I forgot. But never mind the last comment. Did y'all skip the tag title match? Her ass is flatter than a board. I should have this open. I'm loving that Thorrington agrees with me about Charlotte's ass. And that should have been something that I addressed.
There we go. All right. Let's go to
AEW. Anybody in chat, like how does Boris sound? Does he sound okay? Is it just me?
It's probably just you. I
literally cannot understand a word you're saying. I'm kind of, but not really.
That's a shame.
That's a shame.
That's a real shame.
Like, he's coming in clear, so it's just me? All right. You know what? Maybe all right, go. Keep going. Maybe.
All right. Let's talk about AEW Double or Nothing. It's a show that Hutch said he wasn't paying too much attention to. Now, Hutch, overall, what did you think of the show?
Well, I wasn't watching the show. It's just Hutch. Am I what? It's just me? Am I not coming in clear? God damn it, guys! I'm so
it's just you.
If you can't hear me properly, let me know. This isn't my
no. What they're saying is it's only you that can't hear me.
Oh, it's only me that can't hear. Well, I've switched speakers now. So I have you coming through my system and not my headphones here, and you sound fine. And obviously, you can't hear yourself. Nobody's complaining. So
maybe are those battery powered?
No, not at all. I mean, well, they're like USB battery powered, but
that's what I mean.
Yeah, so but they have a lot of energy. I don't know. Maybe they don't. I've been using it all day. Who cares? Let's talk about Double or Nothing. I barely kind of watched it. I was writing my stories a lot. I was working on wrestling editing a lot. I was doing other things. I had it on the whole time, and I don't know. It didn't hold my attention. And then after the fact, I realized how good it was. I did watch. I seem to catch the end of like a lot of matches. So I'd be like, oh, look, this is what's happening. Usually I miss it. I come in as they're celebrating. I'm like, well, I know who won, but I didn't see anything. Worked out the other way. So I got to see the end of a lot of great matches. And yes, strongest pay-per-view of the year for some. High quality matches, title changes. And we were talking about hot crowds before, and I made fun of your college students. Like, bro. Wow, New York crowd came out for this show. I did watch Takeshita and Okada because when I saw that was on, I stopped everything I was doing and I watched it. And of course, freaking so good. These guys, they're so good. And Brian pre-show was okay. Lots of energy. I never really pay attention to Stadium Stampedes or Anarchy in the Arena matches.
That's not for me.
They're fodder. But this one was fun. I ended up going back and watching a few bits of it because I really love We Hurt People. We Hurt People. I love those dudes. And the Leo Rush bit was kind of a nice callback. But in general, the reason that I felt okay not paying attention at first, and now I regret it because show of the year and went back and watched quite a bit of it, is AEW does have a problem. I would like to say that maybe it is the better product now. I'm seeing a lot of people saying like, hey, I watched AEW for the first time. And we're like, this is crazy, you know? And it's kind of how when we started watching PWG and stuff, and you're like, holy moly, this is some great stuff. Does it work on this big stage? I guess I'm being proved wrong over time. Although Tony Khan is getting more mature, getting used to it. You know, you do something for a year, you're better at it. You do something for 8 years, hopefully you're better at it. So they are getting a little better. But the problem I have is that I guess the problem I have is like the Cornette problem, like the problem that guys who criticize wrestling have. Like, it's so weird. Like, okay, Stadium Stampede, like you're slapping your leg when you super kick a guy to emulate the sound of like this cracking, slapping sound of you kicking a guy in the face. And like nobody's even like putting their hands up to their face afterwards. Like if you pretended to super kick me, whack, I'd be like, like, but like you've got guys getting double super kicked twice, 2-3 times, and they're just going like, and like kind of staggering in place because then I wait for a spot and the super kicks are and it's just like, we love pro wrestling. We love this style of pro wrestling. Like the same way that it's like somebody saying like, what, an Irish whip is bullshit as well. So why are you complaining about super kicks? Like, yes, if you threw me in a 20-foot ring, if you threw me, I would probably just stop walking. But in a 12-foot ring that's janky back in the day, and guys are like grabbing you, taking a huge step to the middle and dragging you and throwing you, and you hit the ropes and you come back. Like you look at like 50s and 60s wrestling, like it worked. It looked good. Yeah. Now it became so mechanical that now guys are like literally just tapping each other in the back of the head. And I'm like running into these ropes and bouncing back for you to kick me in the face. And we've all gotten used to that. We've all gotten used to the fact that like nobody's like, dude, you don't kick me in the face 3 times and I don't just like kind of dobble around like a bobblehead and wait for some guy to dive on me. So like, yes, I love wrestling and I love this wrestling, but that's why sometimes I'm like, that's why I didn't pay attention. And I would look up and I would see spots. And in hindsight, I'm realizing this was one of the best produced shows, best performed shows, and best set up shows because everything kind of made sense and was leading into things
you could
for
tell
AEW. Yes,
that
it was awesome.
They planned this show. They talked about endings. They knew where they were going. People knew what matches and the ending to the matches were going to be. That's what I really liked about this show. My biggest issue, and I'm going to say this after every AEW pay-per-view, we'll be saying it at the end of June, after Forbidden Door, at the end of July, after Redemption in Montreal, and at All In, and that is these shows are too long. Yeah. Like, God bless them for giving us tons of matches, or good matches, long matches, fast paced, to the point, no ads. God bless you guys. But there's a lot of matches on this card that could have been on a Dynamite, could have been on a Collision, because Tony loves his Collision, which, by the way, it's happening tonight, all at the same time, 3 hours of AEW tonight. But some matches, they didn't need to have it. If they cut those 1 or 2, 3 matches, it would be a perfect show.
Yeah, like I didn't need to see Athena against Mina Shirakawa, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I would pick another one that we didn't need to see. But like a lot of these matches are great. You know, like Swerve and Bandito. Like Bandito's so
Moxley, good, right? O'Reilly. That could have been a Dynamite angle.
Could have been not there. That was one of the matches that I didn't really pay attention to. It was nice to hear JR there, but like he's
was it though?
Diagnosed with dementia, so like it was hard going there. But you know, in general, I didn't mean to shit on it. You know, crowd energy, in-ring action, major lack of weak spots really anywhere other than what we've just mentioned here. Those 2 matches, perhaps, and the matches themselves were fabulous matches. Even Mina Shirakawa was like giving her, and like she never wins, but she was giving her against Athena, who never loses, and still a decent match, which is my number 1 pick for a Dynamite or Collision here. But you know, Kyle and Mox, like the throwback, all the stuff that they were doing last year before Kyle kind of got hurt and had to go away. They were trying to finish it up here, but it lost its steam. You know, if this match had happened 8 months ago, this would have been hot. Yeah. Everybody would have been in Kyle's corner, and Moxie would have been a far more defined heel at that time too. Like right now, he's like baby face, wishy-washy. Yeah. Like, what's going on with Ospreay? Like, you go walking away in the crowd, like, you go, buddy. I mean, it's the guy who, like, you in story, the reason you've been gone for the last year is this guy broke your neck, and now he's your mentor. And I'm like, you know, as somebody that has just been writing fiction all weekend, you know, that I can see that. I can see that happening, you know, like, but it's like, this is real life. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird, but it's not real life. It's fake, right? It's wrestling. I don't know.
Everyone's favorite Joe says matches have lost the storytelling in the match of working a body part or a little guy beating a big guy down or a monster heel destroying a small guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like when guys do it, it's very effective, but you almost feel like cheated. Like I feel like guys are like, well, this trilogy of match between these two super hard workers, and but like the third match, man, I wasn't as happy with it because like it was mostly him just working the arm the whole time and him selling his arm because while the other guy worked it, and I'm like,
I kind of feel
you just wanted another one of these first two matches, just even more intense, more Kings Road style, more where they just reverse the reverses and more. You want guys to like masow themselves and die eventually. Oh, okay, I get it. But instead. In the third match, I'm working the arm. And some guys are like, that sucks. It's the match I like the least out of their trilogy.
That's what people were talking about with the FTR, Adam Copeland, and Cage match, right? People were like, oh, this match wasn't as intense as the other two. I like this one the most, I think. It had a definitive ending, and I like this one the most. Now, the one thing, we're going to go through the matches real quick, but one thing I did want to talk about before we do that is something that I've talked about with you, with other people on this show, on other shows and other networks and yada, yada, yada. And that's, I love when wrestling takes place in different arenas, different settings. That's something I loved about WCW. Even Hog Wild, that visual of the motorcycles was always cool, even though those shows were typically the worst of the year. But the arena that they were in, the tennis court that they were in on Sunday was just awesome. It looked awesome, and I love that stuff. I really do love when the setting looks different, and this is why I would love a wrestling company to do a show at like a BMO Field or something.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. And like if the weather that happened today and this week continues, then that can happen. We finally we have finally come out of this like 8-9 month rainstorm that we've been going through, but
right?
And we got officially about 7 or 6.5 minutes left or so. So we would say, dude, new tag champs. Next match was the Okada Takeshita match. There's nothing much to say about
match of the year. One of the matches of the year.
Yeah, it lived up to expectations and more. If you are listening to our podcast and you haven't seen this match, then what is going on in this universe? So go watch it. But once again, new champ. So champ, and then forever champ was next, I think, against Ina Shirakawa. Match good. And Moxley beating Kyle. And Continental Championship, no time limit, all that stuff. Grueling match, physical encounter. So we've kind of touched on all of these. But now we move into what I think was incredible was Ospreay and Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Like the first time match between these guys, like Joe put his working boots on and like maybe like somehow after all these years and all these times, like did Joe somehow pull off the coolest nope spot of his career, like getting away from the freaking Oscutter there, just like it was like the crowd reacted like it sure was, man. Like that was one of the pops of the night, and it wasn't like an oh my god pop. It wasn't an Impact Darby Allin pop. It wasn't a pop for somebody coming through the curtain. It was like everybody like emoting joy on like a cloud 9 level. Everybody was just like, oh, it was like amazing. I was just like, this is awesome. And then Ospreay advances and beats Joe in like
it was a great match.
Hell of a
great match. Now, do you think, is it the natural road that we're going to be getting? Because we talked about the brackets quickly last week on the Owen Hart tournament. It's got to be Swerve and Ospreay in the finals, right?
It would probably, like, that's the smart move. Swerve, that's the smart move. What else are you going to do? And Swerve can advance. Swerve is like most definitely and being more defined as a heel every day. So a heel can lose. But speaking of which, Bandito, Swerve, great match. That house call off of his shoulders, like to the side of his head when he was standing on his shoulders and then like gave him the house call kick to the side head. Amazing. Bandito is somehow, it doesn't matter if you're a midget or Andre the Giant. I feel like Bandito can do everything. He's like a video game character. Doesn't matter what your weight is or your size is. He's just going to do his moveset. You can just like pick a guy up, do whatever you want. Doesn't matter your size, shape, style, form, density, mass, whatever. You could be a goddamn asteroid from space and he would just like put it on his shoulder and like give it a wrestling move. Like he's just incredible. And I think as a sacrilege for me, especially running a lucha company, I think this dude needs to lose his mask. Not only would it be a huge match, huge over, But this guy needs to show his face. He has so much emotion. He's so awesome. He yells. It's like, everybody loves this guy. I've never seen his face. There's a lot of luchadors out there. I can tell you, I know what they look like. I've never seen this guy's face. And I bet if he's good looking, then that's just like awesome for him. But dude, we need to see Bandito's face. He needs to lose the match. He needs to lose his mask. We need to have sympathy for him. And then he needs to come back and we need to see that face along with those moves. And like the fact that he's just like, you're never going to like, I feel like nobody's ever going to pull Bandito out of the hat as best wrestler of all time. Or this, he just seems like he's out. He's like a luchador. He's out there. He's like, superfluous,
which is
but he has
funny because like
you need to be.
How many times last year were we talking about, hey, Bandito's going to be male wrestler of the year, right? And I don't think none of us, we gave him, yeah, exactly, on our list. But like overall, people kind of always forget about him.
Yeah. And dude, right now, if you were like last year, because like I can barely remember breakfast, right? But if you were like right now, gun to your head, what was the best match of last year? I would probably be like Bandito Takeshita from ROH, like best match of the year. Like it was so awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then you get into stuff that could have been like Dynamite-ish, right? There's the four-way with the gals.
Thank you. So the four-way, as good as this match was overall, it could have been a match on Dynamite, right? We're talking about Tekla with Jamie Hayter, Hikaru Shida, and Chris Statlander. I kind of like what they're doing with Shida, but overall, could have been a Dynamite match.
And something you and I always say about AEW is it's hard to tell who's going to win. Like you're never positive. Like it's always like, oh, geez, I don't know. This guy could win or that guy could win. I feel like this, even though this is their best pay-per-view of the year, performance, everything wise, because of all that story building that they were doing so well for once here, every single one of these matches, with the exception of maybe Stadium Stampede, but not really. Every match I knew who was going to win, and I was right. And here, this is a prime example. Thekla, not only is she doing great, you want to keep that momentum going. You want to see more of her character. You want to keep her as champ. Obviously, Jamie Hayter is going to probably be going to All In to look for the tag titles with the Brawling Birds or whatever, unless Windsor gets the Owen Hart with her boyfriend and gets the title shot. I don't know what's going on, but she probably has something going on. Obviously, Statlander and Shida have something going on. So Thekla for the win, right? So and everything up to now has been obvious. I would have chose Ospreay, Strickland, Moxley, Athena. I would have chosen all of them, you know.
All right, in the women's bracket, we have a wild card now due to injury. Who do you think the wild card is going to be? I don't know why. I have this weird feeling. Maybe it's just my brain overworking, and I'm not going to get mad if it's not this person, but it would be cool for it to be this person, and that's either Mercedes Moné or Britt Baker.
Yeah, I don't think it should be either of those people. Moné doesn't.
I agree.
Yeah, if Moné comes back, she needs to win, and we don't want her winning the tournament for 2 years in a row. And Britt Baker, I'm like, is she still? I mean, she still is on the roster page, and supposedly she's still signed or whatever. But I don't know. You know, if it was Baker, that'd be great. But then she would need to go like, if she loses in one of her like semifinal matches, then it needs to be that somebody is like came in and screwed her over, and it's like, hey, welcome back. I've been waiting for you so that I could do this. Like, yeah, disqualificate, whatever. You know, I've been waiting for your ass to come back for a long time, dentist. Guess what? Boom. There's some teeth for you on the ground. Like, it's got to be something cool for her to lose a match and then get right into an intense feud with someone, or else what's the point? But, you know, that's just me being like a know-it-all.
Stadium Stampede. We already kind of talked about this. I'm not the biggest fan of these matches.
No, but in general, Toei Leona, even more like so much cool stuff. Absolutely love this guy. Love me some Ricochet. Loved everything. Loved a lot of what happened. If I had to pick a Stadium Stampede match of all of them, like this one was kind of the funnest. And even the suits, I understand the suits. Like they were like, we need some kind of like uniform thing. We need to kind of look similar, guys. And it's like, you look at the Hurt Syndicate and they're all like with MVP and they're all like, well, we're going to be wearing suits. And okay, I guess we're all wearing suits. It's like, what are you going to tell them to do? Put on, we got these outfits going on. Here you go, guys. It's going to be like, yeah, I don't think so.
Exactly.
So like, there you go. So, okay, we'll all wear suits. And it was great. Everything was great.
Amazing to see a crowd, a fan base, a fandom as fickle as AEW's, how they've turned around on Jericho.
Yeah, and they're like back again. And like,
you know what?
You told me that the Don Callis freaking disaster zone, like super family NWO nonsense that it is, if you had told me that they would have finally got to the point where Mark Davis and Andrade are like the two most over and most used guys in the faction, I'd be like, are you serious? Because I'm all in. Like if 8 months ago you told me that, I would have been like, bullshit. I'm all on board and I'll start paying attention. But there's no way that's ever happening. Dude, it's happening. Like it's great.
How long were we nervous for Mark Davis? Because it's like, oh, without Kyle O'Reilly, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
The relief.
Look at him.
I'm so happy that he's Mark Davis now. He's not who? You know Mark Davis, like the god. He's Kyle's partner. Who? Now you say Mark Davis, people are like, yeah, that guy with the
who I
Kyle driver, the fucking dude, the jack dude, yeah.
You know who I do feel sorry for? Jake something.
I was about to say Jake something, yeah. Oh well, whatever. Couldn't have a too nice a guy.
Yeah. Well played. All right. And this leads us to the World Championship match. It was a title versus hair match. MJF versus Darby Allin. This is one of those matches where people are like, I think Darby Allin's going to win. It's like there is no chance that MJF spends thousands of dollars to go to Turkey, does whatever he has to do, and just to go bald.
No, but also like the story is there. It was the compressed Orange Cassidy story. It was the compressed Tomoaki Honma story. It was like, I overwork myself. And like all these title defenses and the altruistic nature of it, like everybody's getting a title shot, baby. They only did that so that he get as many defenses in as possible, do his whole thing, and then lose back to MJF. This was just like a stopgap to give Darby something, give MJF something. Like the whole plan is still MJF going and losing, most likely to Ospreay at All In. After Ospreay wins the Owen. There you go. Post-match with Kevin Knight was weird.
I was going to say, it was weird. It was random. Because I had a feeling this was going to happen the way that Dynamite ended last week. I'm like, okay, Kevin Knight's turning on him.
Like, okay. I'm trying to think of, I have a couple examples. Amazing. I was like, how do I make a metaphor? I had like 6 of them jump into my head out of nowhere. But the weirdest one is, this reminded me of when Sid jumped off the rope and broke his leg at WCW Sin, or was it Greed? Which one was it? Sin or Greed?
Yeah, I think it was Sin.
Because
I think Greed was their last one.
Yes, and the big surprise was supposed to be the secret member of the like creative control group, mask guy who comes out in a biker thing, and it's like Road Warrior Animal. Oh, he's part of so like after Sid broke his leg, oh my God, look what's going on here. And they're like, well, Animal, go ahead. So Animal like comes out. It's like a big reveal of Animal. And he like walks up to Sid and kind of just like half-heartedly like gives him a stomp. And it's like, yeah, and like takes his mask off. And they're, oh my God, it's Road Warrior Animal. It's like people don't even remember that shit. It's like the most anticlimactic thing ever. That was Kevin Knight. Like, what more can you do to this man? What more can you do to this man? This man collapsed out of a scorpion death lock. Like couldn't even hold it anymore. Just like... Right. And then MJF like just like gave him the side headlock, like wind. And what did you do? Oh, you came and you beat him up, Kevin Knight? Man, you're a real badass guy. Oh, what an evil bad guy you are. You beat up the kid who's like basically dead. I thought it was kind of a waste. They should have had it be more impactful. It's not what people are going to be talking about this pay-per-view. They're going to be talking about everything but that. Because this pay-per-view was awesome. And probably the lamest thing on the whole pay-per-view was Kevin Knight coming out and pushing Darby Allin off the thing. There you go.
But the issue with AEW pay-per-views is because there's so much happening at them. There's so much like again, I shouldn't say there's so much wrestling. There's so many matches that everything blends in together. And I can't think of too many pay-per-view moments that are like, wow, that was great. You know, the Sting retirement match, maybe. Ospreay, Kenny Omega. I think I like that more because I watched it live, right? But it's hard for me to pinpoint moments in AEW where I'm just like, yes.
Yeah. Well, I saw this Thornton. Yeah. They take Terry Funk and Bunkhouse Buck. You're just trolling us, dude. It's not your favorite moment. Although it is an interesting finish. Yes.
All right.
What was I going to say? Dude, I watch my speedball video. Anybody who's watching this, if anybody but Joe Thornton is watching this, go watch my speedball video. Even though I don't actually believe anything I'm saying in it, it could happen. And it could have been something like this. Like you should have turned on speedball. The best part is I didn't watch. I was like, I didn't watch last night. I didn't watch right now. It's happening right now. So I'm not watching it. AEW. But if Kevin Knight talks about being heel, which would suck because he does not talk well. Wow. Wouldn't it be great if it was like a New Day thing when they turned on Big E? Like if Speedball's like confronting him, or like it's gonna be something, then somebody else comes up and is like, yeah, what's going on? And Speedball like bam kicks this person in the face, and the Speedball's like, actually, I kind of agree with Kevin. We are better than everybody. He's like, don't you know I'm from Montreal? Bro.
Yep.
Bro.
Hey,
you know how goddamn arrogant and self-obsessed I'm from Montreal. I'm from Laval.
And we have a conveniently named pay-per-view in Montreal happening in July called Redemption.
Oh, who's going to redeem themselves? I don't know. But yeah, dude, Speedball, also Speedball fighting Kevin Knight in Montreal and then maybe turning heel in Montreal as well. I don't know.
There we go.
Tranquilo.
Next week on this show, we're going to be talking about Clash in Italy. We're going to be talking the fallout of Double or Nothing, the fallout of AAA wrestling, and so much more. Hutch, where can we find your beautiful work?
At Hutch Henry's, at The Man Lucha. Let's do it, baby.
Beautiful. aplusproductions.com. So you can find all of the info for this show and so much more. Go to your favorite podcast. I'm struggling here. Go to your favorite podcasting app, search for A Plus Productions, search for A Plus Wrestling, hit that subscribe, leave a review, be part of the conversation, facebook.com, and search for A Plus Productions. Thank you all for listening. It's been an awesome, busy week. I can't even look at you right now, Hutch. On behalf of Hutch, myself, and the entire A Plus Productions crew, thank you so much for listening. But most importantly, stay tranquilo.